Hi guys, I am Luan Skaggs and welcome to the channel. Today we are going to be talking all about how to take shower hooks and turn them into beautiful wall sconces. Now today I'm using a brown background because the shower hooks are clear and I just wanted to make sure that you all would be able to see what I'm doing. We'll connect 6 shower hooks together and I'm using zip ties because they're plastic and I don't want them to come apart. For now, we'll leave the zip ties a little loose. We'll come back and tighten them up together when we make sure that they're all the way that we want it to be. Now, most of the stuff I use in this project I found in the Dollar Tree. So this is almost 100% Dollar Tree. Now, there are some things that I use different from the Dollar Tree, but I'll show you that and I'll give you substitutes that you could use instead. Once we have our 6 pieces, we could go ahead and tighten up our zip ties. We could always still adjust them later. We'll create 5 rows of these and then we'll come back. Now we'll start by attaching the rest of the rows together between these areas right here. Again, we'll start by making sure that our zip ties are not that tight. We'll leave it a little bit loose and we'll come back and adjust them later. Once we've connected all the pieces, we could go ahead and tighten up our zip ties. We'll do this for the rest of the pieces and then we'll come back. Now we could trim off the extra zip ties that we don't need. Once we're finished cutting off the zip ties, this is what we'll have. Now let's start working on the base. For the base, I'm using a foam board 13 inches by 7 inches. So I'll be using this glitter contact paper that I picked up from on Amazon. Now you could get the same thing in the Dollar Tree. The one in the Dollar Tree is 12 by 48 inches. That should be enough to do this project. But I'll have the link for this and all the other materials listed in the description down below. We'll cut our glitter contact paper a little bigger than the foam board so that we could wrap the edges around the back of the foam board. Now we'll take our shower curtain hook and attach them to the foam board. I'm using this little blade that I picked up from the Dollar Tree to make a little hole so that I could attach the zip ties. We'll continue attaching the zip ties all the way through and then we'll come back. Once we have finished attaching all of our zip ties, we'll take these spoons and we'll cut off the head from the handle. We'll take the top of the spoons and we'll glue them onto our wall sconce to cover up the zip ties and also to create a beautiful design. We'll glue the pieces in these areas right here. The spoon handles are very light, so it doesn't take very much to attach it to the wall sconce. Now on the ones that's going up straight, I'm putting the glue on these two sides, and that's the best way that the spoon contacts with the glue. We'll continue gluing on the top of the spoons to the wall sconce and then we'll come back. Once you're finished gluing on all the spoons, this is how it would look. I want to cover up these zip ties, so I'm going to use this mirror reflective paper and I'm going to put it on some poster board so it would remain smooth. Any surface that you put the mirror reflective paper on, it would pick up that texture. So if you want it to remain smooth, you have to have it on a smooth background. And once you're finished putting the mirror reflective paper on a smooth background, don't forget to peel off the protective coating to reveal the shine. I'll cut some half-inch strips to go along the top and bottom, and then I'll cut some little squares to cover up the zip ties. We'll tie the silver on top by using a strip of the reflective paper on the top and the bottom of the base. Once we are finished, this is how it would look. We'll continue this for all of them and then we'll come back. To me, this is a beautiful, simple and elegant look. Sometimes less is more. But for those of you that might like a little bit more design, this is what I did. All I did was take off the spoons from the top and bottom. I got these chandelier droplets from on Amazon and also this row of plastic crystals, and I'm going to use these to decorate the bottom of the wall sconce. And to the teardrop crystals, I added some plastic crystals, and this is how much of the crystals I added. For number 1, I added 2 crystals and 2 jump rings. And except for the middle, the corresponding sides are the same thing. If you want, you could pause the video and see exactly how I have it set up, or you could do it your own way. This is just what I did. On number 2, I added 3 crystals and 2 jump rings, and that's on the both number 2s. Number 3, I added 1 crystal and 1 jump ring. Number 4, I added 2 crystals and 1 jump ring. And number 5, I left those just as they are. Now I'm going to connect the pieces and then I'll come back. I went ahead and added 1/2 off camera. Now I'll show you on the other side what I did over here. On the shower hooks that has the opening, we'll use the crystals that has the jump rings. We'll start from the longest one and go to the smallest one. So we'll start by attaching number 1 to the middle. Then we'll attach number 3 on the second one. And on the last space, we'll attach number 5. And between these two spaces, I'll add number 2 and 4. We'll add number 2 closest to the middle. And we'll add number 4 to the end. Once I was finished, this is how it's looking. To me, it's a little bit too thin, so I want to fill it up some more so it could look richer and much more luxurious. To fill in the spaces, I used 10 strands of crystals. And how I prepared the crystals, I added 1 crystal to the middle, and for the other 4, I took off the jump rings. Now we'll use these to fill in the spaces between these areas right here. And it's the same I did on the other side. When you're filling in the pieces, you want to stand it up so that you could place it exactly between where you need it. You'll be able to see it much better that way. Sometimes I feel very bad for having the video go longer than it should, but I think it's important for me to show you guys each and every step of what I did in order to create what I created. Now, if you want to do it your own way and skip some steps or do something different, then that is perfectly okay. And to cover up all of this, I'm going to use this silver corrugated paper that I picked up from Hobby Lobby. This seems like it would work very well with this project. Because of this up and down wavy patterns, we could have this going in between the circles. So I'm lining up this curve with this curve right here. We'll put the glue on all the high points of the piece. Then we'll cut off the excess at the end and put some glue to secure the ends in place. Again, you could leave this just like this. We've already covered up all the glue, but I want to put something in the middle to have a focal point. I'm going to take some of the spoons and make a design like this in the middle. We'll point the spoons in the middle to fill in the gaps between the second row. And to cover up the center, I'm using this flower rhinestone. There's some threads that's sticking out from the flower rhinestone, so I'm going to use the edge of the glue gun to clean up the thread. Paying attention to the little details makes a world of difference in the end. Now I'm going to use a row of this flower rhinestone ribbon on each side to finish off the piece. To finish off the piece, we'll do the same as we did on the bottom on the top. And for lighting, I'm using this remote control rechargeable lighting that I picked up from on Amazon. And the link for this and all the materials I use in this project would be found in the description down below. And to hang it on the wall, I'm using this hook that I took off from a Dollar Tree mirror. I marked exactly where I'm going to place the hook because I'm making 2 wall sconces and I want them to be in the exact position when I hang them on the wall. I'm gluing on a strip of cardboard for extra stability. Now let's hang it on the wall and see how it looks. This is the amount of light it gives out at nighttime. I chose this light because it has a remote control and it's rechargeable. You could choose any light that you like for your wall sconce. And this is how it looks hanging up on the wall. I love all the different textures of the different silvers. It came together and made a very beautiful design that I completely and utterly am in love with. And to believe we made this using shower curtain hooks and spoons. It looks really rich and elegant in real. I made these wall sconces and I hang it up on the side of my 100,000 subscriber plaque. I love this community so much. You guys are so awesome. I really appreciate you guys so much. I'm also going to be making an entryway table to go with these wall sconces and just some place when we go through our front door that we could rest our keys or any little knickknacks that we need. So stay tuned for that. It will be coming up in the future. So thanks for taking the time out to watch this video. If you like this video, you may like these that are coming up next. So see you in the next video and have a blessed and awesome day.